loans so that there is nothing to declare here. I'm not a conman like you, Bana. You are a, Bana, keep quiet, Bana. I don't want to engage you.
Honorable Juliet, focus.
Madam Speaker, it is high time we allow the matatus. And you know, I've come to realize Kenyans need to diversify even in these matatu things. Because there are people who have used it politically of late, I can see. We allow the matatu industry.
Okay guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If it is your first time, this is MIKEANN'S commentary. So before I start my reaction of the day, I want to request you please spread love, spread unity, spread peace wherever you are. Because without peace, nothing can happen. Without love, nothing can happen. Without unity, nothing can happen. Remember to sub, to like, and to comment. Guys, impeachment of William Samoei Ruto is in parliament. William Samoei Ruto, go home before 2027. Watch, then I will come for more reaction. But remember to sub, to like, and to comment. So, welcome back. Let us proceed with our reaction. And before I start my reaction, please, I want to request you to subscribe on this channel, to like on this channel, and even to comment on the channel. You as MIKEANN'S commentaries, sit, relax, and watch my video until the end. I always start my reaction by saying that we will live in three things: peace, love, and harmony. If you have peace, you will see me as your brother. If you have love, you will see me as your brother. If you have harmony, you will see me as your brother. But if you don't have those three things, you will see me as your enemy. Where you spread peace, spread love everywhere you are going. You as MIKEANN'S commentary, let us come up with our reaction. So, impeachment of William Samoei Ruto is ready out. William Samoei Ruto been impeached before 2027. Remember William Ruto alipeleka mswada wa impeachment ya Rigathi Gachagua, na yes, ikafaulu. Rigathi Gachagua is out in parliament or is out in government as we are talking now. Then kuna mtu amepeleka mswada wa William Samoei Ruto to ban impeachment. Whereby, yes, I can say 50-50. Yes, it can happen. Yes, it can't happen, because that one is the leader of Kenya, is the president of Kenya. And before even saying that the president of Kenya, William Ruto, is the general or amri jeshi mkuu, yeah, that word, amri jeshi mkuu, ambaye yeye ndiye anatoa mamlaka yote kwa kitengo cha jeshi ama ulinzi na usalama. But as we are talking now, uliona jana jinsi vita zilikuwa pale kwenye parliament baina ya nani na nani, baina ya Ndindi Nyoro and Junet Mohammed. And that thing yenye na happen, by the way, people start fighting in that parliament, is because that a high percentage of people, as we are talking now, they were supporting opposition team. And William Ruto is having that guy having few people who supporting the work that he's doing. And that's why you will agree with me by saying that if now, as we are talking now, people will support this impeachment of William Ruto, I think things will go worse, because no one will need to see William Samoei Ruto ruling this country again. But that's why I think it is yesterday or the day after yesterday, William Ruto came on the media and said this, that if God will say that I'm the one president, I'm the one-term president, well and good, I'm ready to go home. Or if God will say that I'm supposed to be re-elected comes 2027, yes, I'm good, I will serve my people for the next 5 years, then I will go home. So it seems like William Ruto is under pressure, and William Ruto already is knowing that, whoa, these people they don't want to see me, they don't want to support me, they don't want to re-elect me as a president comes 2027. And that's why you will agree with me by saying that as we are talking now, William Ruto, naweza sema vipi, yani hajui nani ataweza kumshikilia. That's why uliona hata Rachel, the wife, the first lady of William Ruto, Mama Rachel, said that this country of ours, we need three things. We need prayer, we need prayer, we need prayer. And we need something to do with our country. We're supposed to pray for our country so that God can forgive our country. Because the prophecy is out that this month, with the next month, something weird will happen in our country. And I want to tell you that before we reach in 2027 election, big election, things they might happen because okay, thank you. Let us proceed. Because of what? Because nowadays people were doing things arrogance. But I myself, MIKEANN'S, I want to tell you that remember to spread three things: peace, love, and harmony. You as MIKEANN'S, remember to sub, remember to like, remember to comment. What about your opinion? Are you agree with impeachment of William Samoei Ruto being impeached? Give me your answer in comment section. Thank you.
Allow the matatu industries to give the moratorium in terms of payments of their interest and loans. Madam Speaker, if we are truly leaders, as we call ourselves, let us not come here to posture politically. Let us give solutions that can advance the country, that can make our country better, that can make our country look good. Madam Speaker, it's not, I don't benefit in any way by paying higher prices for food. It doesn't pay, it doesn't, actually in the transport.
We now have a government that has been swallowed by the opposition, and the other way around, an opposition that is in government. We have leadership on both sides, on the government and the opposition, singing the same choir, Honorable Speaker. Who will stand in for Kenya's Honorable Speaker if we don't fill up the gap, Honorable Speaker? We must do what we must, Honorable Speaker, because the current situation...
Order, member for Kiaru. Honorable member for Suna
Speaker,
East. What is out of order?
What's out of order, Madam Speaker, is I want to educate my younger brother that there is no opposition in Parliament. What we have in Parliament is majority side and minority side. And every member, in accordance with the Constitution, is supposed to hold the executive accountable. You don't expect the minority to do, you don't have to be a minority to hold the government accountable. Even the majority where you belong, that is why nowadays you are talking the way you are talking.
You've made your point,
so, Madam Speaker, no, let me finish.
It is
Madam
more
Speaker, the second
order, it is more of a point of information, not point of order. What is out of order?
The manner in which the member has spoken about how to call for a special sitting of the House. Madam Speaker, that matter is well articulated in the standing orders.
That
you
has
can form
been
your
dealt
own standing
with.
order.
Order, members. Honorable members, the Speaker already gave a ruling, and the member for Kiaru has been guided accordingly because that issue has been dealt with. Honorable Karoli, there is no one on the floor. You cannot be possibly on a point of order. Member for Kiaru.
Honorable Speaker, I want to request Honorable Junet. An ignorant member cannot inform the House. I need no information from you. I know what I'm talking about. Honorable Speaker, the second point.
Honorable members.
Honorable Speaker.
Can we debate in decorum, honorable members?
I never asked for any information.
In decorum. There is no one on the floor so far. Honorable members, I'll indulge honorable member for Magarini, but honorable members, let us debate in decorum. It is important. I will give you, and you do not need to throw words to the speaker. Honorable members, I can hear you. Member for Magarini.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, is the honorable member for Kiharu, Ndini Nyoro, in order to call an honorable member of this House ignorant? Is he in order to refer to an honorable member as
you have made your point. And member for Kiharu, you certainly know the rules of this House. You know what is parliamentary, what is not parliamentary. Do not throw aspersions to your colleagues.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Can I continue?
Let me hear the member for Keharu first.
Yeah. I'm doing my submissions, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, and I hope those minutes are not eating into my time, Honorable Speaker. The second thing, Honorable Speaker.
Member for Keharu.
I want to...
Member for Keharu, a point of order has been raised on you calling a member ignorant. I certainly agree with the honorable member that you cannot possibly call a member ignorant. So I will ask you to, please don't assist me, honorable members. Do not assist me. Honorable member for Keharu, the specific issue on ignorant, you will withdraw it.
Honorable Speaker, I never called any member ignorant. I said the information he was giving me was not sufficient enough to be an information, Honorable Speaker.
I'll give majority leader, then I'll give a minority whip.
Honorable Speaker.
I'll give you.
Honorable Speaker, you know, I had retreated to my office to attend to other business, but I had to come back quickly when I heard the member for Keharu cast aspersions on the person of the Speaker. Because you do not need to name anybody by name. But what you say could be casting aspersions, and I thank you, Honorable Speaker, because you guided the member that he cannot and he must never cast aspersions on the Speaker or any other honorable member. Two, Honorable Speaker, the issue raised by the minority leader was not you can rise on a point of information to inform the member who is on his feet. The member for Keharu was not being informed. The leader of minority stood on a point of order and was speaking to the House. Therefore, the member for Keharu has no choice other than to withdraw that reference, and he does not need to have mentioned a name, because if you ask for respect, you must also have the temerity to respect other people.
You have made your point.
And I know you are my younger brother. Listen to my advice. I'm only advising you. If you want to go far, learn to respect other people to earn your respect back. You do not. Honorable Speaker, I was saying, Honorable Speaker, through you to the member for Keharu. When another member raises in his place to inform the House on anything, whether it's on a point of order or a point of information, just be patient. The member for Keharu this afternoon asked the House that we must, something I agree with him fully, we must allow dissenting opinions. That is why this is a chamber for debate. This is not a church where we sing choruses. But saying the person who was informing is ignorant or is... The Honorable Junet was not informing you. Junet informs more serious legislators.
You have made your point, Millie.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, Honorable Ndindi Nyoro has indicated that he did not use the word ignorant. And I think you can prove that from the House. Even when you are disagreeing with other members, you must disagree respectfully. Because, Madam Speaker, there's a lot that we can say if we were to go that direction. Madam Speaker, if Honorable Ndindi remembers when we were in the Budget Committee, I told him, wade carefully in this House. One day you might find yourself not as the chair of budget and with me as the chair of budget before this parliament ends. Mr. Speaker, the only wrong thing I got was it's not me who's chair of budget, but he's sitting as non-chair of budget, and Atandi is the chair of budget. So I just want to encourage you, my brother, we've been there, done that, got a t-shirt. Even when you are debating, respect other honorable members. And Madam Speaker would call that we check. If indeed he called Honorable Junet ignorant, he needs to purge, he needs to apologize so that is purged. Because his constituents did not elect him because he's ignorant. That's not up to
no member is ignorant. I'm with you, Honorable Millie. Junet?
Madam Speaker, Madam Chair, first, this is a House of Record. I stood up on a point of order. I did not request you to give me a point of information, because Honorable Ndindi is one of the least people I can inform, Madam Speaker, because we don't have that relationship of informing each other. But I was standing on a point of order to bring to your attention, and you asked me twice, what is your point of order? Twice on record. And I told you, one, is about the issue of how to recall the House for a special sitting, because he was disputing what the substantive speaker had said. Secondly, was the issue of, there's an issue I raised with him about what were some of the issues he raised. Now he has turned the whole thing that I'm informing him. Why should I inform him? I don't come from Kiaru. Why should I inform you? And I don't intend to live in Kiaru.
I have heard all of you. And the one thing I agree with is what Majority Leader and all of you have said. We must maintain decorum in this House. We do not have to all agree, by the way. But Member for Kiharu, on one thing that I will fault you is that I heard you clearly say an ignorant member. I will want you to withdraw that on record, and then you can proceed and we can hear the rest of your submission.
Honorable Speaker, I would require that we actually check on the answer kindly, because I also recall I was insinuating on what he said, not the person, Honorable Speaker. And clearly, as you actually ruled yourself, Honorable Speaker, the member was out of order, Honorable Speaker. But for the continuity, because you are executing a very important issue, I withdraw, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, going forward.
I ordered withdrawal, not apology.
Yes.
Go on, Honorable Member for Kiharu.
Honorable Speaker, my proposal is as follows. If we check the landing cost of both super petrol and diesel in Kenya, Honorable Speaker, taxes in terms of petrol account for 74 shillings and diesel account for close to 70 shillings, Honorable Speaker. And my proposal is simple, and the decision lies on this House. One, Honorable Speaker, is that we must make a decision now to lower pump prices, or we are going to deal with a much more sticky situation to our economy in the future. Honorable Speaker, when prices are rising, it is temporary, because the issue that is there globally is temporal. But there are decisions we can make that will affect our economy in the next many months to come, Honorable Speaker. Some of the variables of the economy, for example, take one, like fares. Who will stand in for Kenya's, Honorable Speaker, if we don't fill up the gap, Honorable Speaker? We must do what we must, Honorable Speaker, because the current situation...
Order, Member for Kiharu. Honorable Member for Suna
Speaker,
East. What is out of order?
What's out of order, Madam Speaker, is I want to educate my younger brother that there is no opposition in Parliament. What we have in Parliament is majority side and minority side. And every member, in accordance with the Constitution, is supposed to hold the executive accountable. You don't expect the minority to do, you don't have to be a minority to hold the government accountable. Even the majority where you belong, that is why nowadays you are talking the way you are talking.
You've made your point,
so, Madam Speaker, no, let me finish.
It is
Madam Speaker, the second
order. It is more of a point of information, not point of order. What is out of order?
The manner in which the member has spoken about how to call for a special sitting of the House. Madam Speaker, that matter is well articulated in the standing orders.
That
you
has
can form
been
your own standing order.
Order, members. Honorable members, the Speaker already gave a ruling, and the member for Kiharu has been guided accordingly, because that issue has been dealt with. Honorable Karoli, there is no one on the floor. You cannot be possibly on a point of order. Member for Kiharu.
Honorable Speaker, I want to request Honorable Junet. An ignorant member cannot inform the House. I need no information from you. I know what I'm talking about. Honorable Speaker, the second point.
Honorable members.
Honorable Speaker.
Can we debate in decorum, honorable members?
Honorable Speaker, I call upon all of us as members in the National Assembly, because clearly this issue is headed for mediation, that it is important that we also be considerate as the members of the National Assembly to also our county governments. Honorable Speaker, there is a rise in terms of the revenues of Kenya from last financial year to this current financial year, nominally to around 8 to 10% in terms of those revenues. Honorable Speaker, also in terms of the cumulative budget, we will now be considering a budget of around 4.8 trillion Kenya shillings, a figure we have never considered in this House before. And therefore, Honorable Speaker, my call is that we must support devolution and be seen to actually support it. because we have actually maintained the same amount we gave to our county governments, the shareable revenue of 420 billion Kenya shillings. Honorable Speaker, we are proposing to sustain the same. And I don't think that is fair, Honorable Speaker, and especially given that the inflationary pressures alone, we will be talking at around maybe over 5%, Honorable Speaker. It is important, Honorable Speaker, that as we consider these kind of matters, let us not personalize. When we personalize that we are giving this money to specific governors, we are likely, Honorable Speaker, to be subjective.
Yes, there's a point of order.
First, we have not yet even voted whether we are sending this matter to a mediation or not. You have not put the question yet. Number two, Mr. Speaker, I want to inform the House that it is this House that in the last financial year that increased revenue shareable revenue of the counties from 385 billion to 415 billion shillings, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker. It's on record, Mr. Speaker. We are the owners of devolution. We know how devolution works, and we want to support devolution. So that is why, we want to send, because it is the Senate that has given this figure. It's not the National Assembly. They have said that they want to increase this revenue to 454 billion. It doesn't mean that we have to agree with them in totality. We can decrease or we can increase in accordance with what is possible. But Mr. Speaker, let us not also use this as a political, let us not politicize this process. Yes, the majority leader can inform you as a distinguished former chair of the budget committee, not the one we removed.
Honorable Speaker, I wanted to inform the Honorable Junet that indeed the former chair of the Budget and Appropriations Committee, the Honorable Dindi Nyoro, stood in his place in this House when we were passing the shareable revenue last year and pretended that this is not the only amount that we are taking to the counties. And if I remember well, Honorable Dindi Nyoro was speaking about a figure of 476 billion. It's in the Hansard. And therefore, Honorable Speaker, in the same spirit, using Honorable Dindi Nyoro's words, I had just said when I was moving, there is some 8.94 billion that had been left out in the bill by both houses. And therefore, 420, the Honorable Dindi Nyoro is simply being intellectually dishonest because he knows. And there is no more dangerous thing than when those who ought to know better seek to misinform the country for political gain, Honorable Speaker. Because the Honorable Dindi Nyoro knows that 428 billion, as proposed, is not the only money that goes to counties. Two, Honorable Speaker, to remind Honorable Junet and to inform him that when we sat with him under the broad-based government arrangement, part of the 10-point agenda is to progressively move the shareable revenue to even beyond 450 billion. And we are on course, and we are working on that, Honorable Speaker. But we must also be reasonable as leaders, and that's why I said, Honorable Speaker, earlier, that this is such a time that calls for leadership, not political posturing. The easiest thing to do is to posture politically. That is why, Honorable Speaker, the Honorable Dindi Nyoro will purport to be writing to you to recall the House when he knows he cannot recall even the Murang'a County Assembly, leave alone the National Assembly. And it is good in the clerk's advice to the Honorable Dindi Nyoro, he informed him that even if you were to recall the House, Honorable Speaker, this House ideally would have sat today. Looking at the dates when he wrote the letter, if you are the leader of majority or the leader of minority, was it to recall the House would have sat today. The same day we are supposed to resume business. And therefore, Honorable Speaker, I don't want to call my brother dishonest, but political posturing is a very dangerous thing at a time when the nation calls for leadership.
Dindi? Oh. Then wind up your point of order.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, first I want to wind up by thanking the former chair of budget and the majority leader, Kachini. The majority leader for informing me, Mr. Speaker, properly on issues that I think are important. Mr. Speaker, in conclusion, I want to say that Honorable Ndindi Nyoro is talking about governors. We are not discussing here governors, which governor is going to get what and what. That will come in the other, in Dora. The one that is Kara, the one that is coming from the Senate. Mr. Speaker, as the majority leader has affirmed here, we are on course as the broad-based government because we have increased the revenue shareable revenue from 318 to 415.
Order, Irene Mayaka, what you have done is not right. Go on.
Speaker, the covenant agreement between us in the broad-based government, that is one of them is to strengthen devolution. And Mr. Speaker, that is why in the last financial year we increased it by a whooping 30 billion shillings, Mr. Speaker, in one financial year. And as the majority has said, 420, what is being proposed now, is not the only money that is going to counties. We are going to make the staff, the workers who have been working for the counties now, permanent and pensionable in the new budget, Mr. Speaker. It's going to cost the government 9 billion again. There are conditional grants that are going to go to the counties, Mr. Speaker. In total, counties will get close to 500 billion shillings. Mr. Speaker, let Ndindi Nyoro not posture politically, let him wait for the mediation to happen.
Okay, point made. Ndindi Nyoro.
Honorable Speaker, I actually never needed to be informed and actually have no time for those frivolities and filibustering. And Honorable Speaker, it is important because they have brought up, even as I got to the conclusion, about bringing some frivolities about who needed to call what and to write which letter to the Speaker. Honorable Speaker, we need to be honest to the Kenyan people, face them honestly. Honorable Speaker, we now have a situation in this country where the government joined opposition and the opposition joined government, Honorable Speaker. That even as we listen here, the majority side and the minority side leadership, Honorable Speaker, are required singing the same song, Honorable Speaker. And Honorable Speaker, in such a house of debate, there must be alternative voices, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, we are lying to ourselves, Honorable Speaker, and to the Kenyan people, that in this house there is a minority side and the majority side. There is none, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker,
yes,
as the House...
KJ.
Mr. Speaker, at the beginning of this session, you did do a communication to the House. And for the Honorable Member for Kiharu to call what the process is frivolity is in fact an insult to the House, an insult to yourself, an insult to the rules and procedures of this House, Mr. Speaker. There is no way the rules of this House can be frivolities, and I think it would be in order for my good friend, Honorable Ndindi Nyoro, to at least respect the House, if not the people in the House, by withdrawing what he has said, because these cannot be frivolities, Mr. Speaker.
Ndindi, will you wind up?
Honorable Speaker, going back to the debate, I just call upon all of us, Honorable Speaker, to be honest to ourselves. We need our county governments to provision healthcare services. We need, Honorable Speaker, our county governments to provision all the devolved functions and give quality service to the same people we represent. Honorable Speaker, this cannot be done through politics. When we talk about substantive issues about money, Honorable Speaker, this is not about politics. And even if it's about politics and the Kenyan people benefit, so be it. Honorable Speaker, my take is this. There is 420 billion Kenya shillings on the table. And I needed no information from anyone to tell me that you'll also be debating the debate about conditional grants. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the motion on the table. And the motion is about shareable revenue. That we are sitting here, we have seen a climb in terms of an increase of budget in entirety. We are reading now a budget of 4.8 trillion Kenya shillings. But we come to this house and we want our county governments to still get the same money they got last year in a situation where inflationary pressures alone have taken real money out of their pockets, Honorable Speaker. We must debate on, respectively, Honorable Speaker, that yes, as we propose the 420 billion Kenya shillings, that even the Senate is entitled to ask for the 34 billion Kenya shillings. We must meet somewhere, Honorable Speaker, because this is not about that specific governor. It is about the Kenyan people. I submit, Honorable Speaker.
Yes,
Guys, this is our country. We don't have other country to go and stay there. But these things ambayo inaendelea in our country, it seems like itakuwa like hakuna mtu ataweza kutetea hili swala, kwa sababu ukiangalia ground venye move inaenda na venye watu wanaenda, it seems like people were tired with this government, and it seems like people were tired with William Samoei Ruto, because ukiona jinsi wave na jinsi watu wanazungumza na watu wanasema mambo tofauti towards William Samoei Ruto, that's why ate mwenyewe amejua ya kwamba ground imemkataa, and that's why utaona ya kwamba vitu. So 2027, I always say that 2027 is something that can build our country or can destroy our country. It's something of one day, but it can destroy the country that we build hundreds years or thousands years ambazo zimepita. Why? Because things venye zinaenda, it seems like people wanaelekea kwa ule msemo ambao unasema ya kwamba siku ya nyani hufa mti zote kuteleza. Na this impeachment ambayo imepelekwa pale bungeni, naona ni kwamba ni impeachment ambayo inaweza kupelekea William Samoei Ruto awe in a hard time, because utakubaliana nami ninaposema ya kwamba asilimia kubwa ya watu wanasema ya kwamba na awe impeached, kwa sababu yeye pia aliweza kumimpeach Rigathi Gachagua, na if alimimpeach Rigathi Gachagua pia yeye awe impeached. But I myself, I can't agree with that, because is the president of Kenya and is the amri jeshi mkuu ambaye yeye ndiye anaongoza kikundi kizima cha jeshi, na sasa akiwa like that impeachment, you know that something can happen or anything can happen. So guys, wewe according to your opinion, unatazamia ili swala la William Ruto being impeached ikiwa nzuri ama mbaya? Comment and like the video before I come up with another video. Thank you as you are doing so.